So, why were you detained and when were
I see.
Yeah.
I was detained, I think, barely 10 months after I was elected. I was detained barely 10 months after I was first elected as a member of parliament in 1986. I was detained in 1987 under the infamous Operasi Lalang. At that time, I was accused of 5 charges relating to the deposit-taking cooperative scandal, where those who placed 1.4 billion ringgit in the 24 deposit-taking cooperatives found their life savings go up in smoke, disappear in thin air because of the shenanigans as well as fraudulent manipulations of the directors of these deposit-taking cooperatives, many who related to or linked, either they were linked directly or indirectly to Barisan Nasional leaders. Some of these DTC or these directors were actually Barisan Nasional leaders, which forced, I think, one of the deputy minister to resign because of his connection with the deposit-taking cooperative scandal. So this was one of the issues. The other was related to, I think, the Chinese schools. They were talking about transferring of teachers who are not versed in Mandarin to Chinese schools. The other one was relating to eviction of the people from low-cost flats without providing alternative accommodation. 97 was not
87?
ISA. 98 was not ISA. 98 was imprisonment in Kajang
Okay, so that means
under the Sedition Act and Printing Presses and Publications Act.
then the one, the Malacca, that young Malacca one,
That one was not under.
is also
ISA.
that means you have
That's
been
under
you have gone
Printing
to
Presses and
jail
Publications and
and
Sedition Act. Yes,
you have gone
I've
to
gone
jail
through the
and
full
also
work, the
Alright.
full works. I've got a full house, so to say. I've gone to jail. I've also gone in under ISA detention.
And I think people are very interested to know what exactly is ISA, because some of the ex-detainees have described a lot of very horrific things.
Harrowing
Yes.
experiences. So for me, it was also quite, in a way, first time you went in, you never expect to be detained. After all, I cannot imagine for the life of me that when I was only 26 years old, I was deemed. No, as I said, I cannot for the life of me understand how when I was only 26 years old, I was deemed by the Barisan Nasional government as a threat to national security. That if I was not detained, the whole country will go up in ruins and descend into chaos. I think that is utterly ridiculous. How can a 26-year-old member of parliament cause chaos and ruin to his own country? I'm no security threat. If I'm a security threat then, I would think that I'm a greater security threat now, isn't it? So obviously the ISA is used as a political tool to silence dissent and to intimidate opposition, legitimate opposition. And it is always used when the UMNO is in the midst of a power struggle. They will use it on opposition members so that they can distract attention from their internal problems in their power struggles, or to distract attention away that they are robbing the country blind. Because one of the big issues at the time was the North-South Highway contract, where Lim Guan Eng obtained an injunction in court to prevent the government from proceeding with the execution of the North-South Highway contract because it was against public interest. So it was an attempt by the ruling government at that time under Mahathir to distract attention from their own failures, from their own power struggle, and from the fact that they were actually robbing the country blind with such unfavorable contracts that is against public interest and of course for the private benefit of the few. So the experience was harrowing for me in the sense that I was shocked that I was detained. And then as some of the stupid questions that was asked, what is your name? I said, if you do not know what is my name, then I should be released immediately. How can you ask me what is my name when you have arrested me under ISA. You should know what is my name. So you're just making all sorts of ridiculous statements. I refuse to cooperate. I say that whatever I say would not be properly recorded. You must well write it yourself lah. Why should I get involved? So I refused to cooperate, and to punish me, they kept me into a dark room. What I call the blue room, because everything is blue. The walls were blue, the ceilings were painted blue, and there was only a ventilator, and then there was a fan there, but the fan never worked because it was a very huge fan with reinforced blades, with supports, where the supports had reinforced supports for the reinforced blades. And at the end of the spokes, the fans got spokes, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 spokes usually. There was a huge hook. So I was asking them, how come this fan doesn't work one? No, this fan is not for air, no, or for ventilation. This fan is for us to hang those who are not cooperative on the fan, and then when we switch on, we turn it around and around and around. Of course, I never took up the threat to see whether this is true. So they tried to intimidate me, and at one instance, they placed me on a wooden chair for 48 hours without sleep, only for toilet breaks in between. So when you was nodding away, they shout in your ear, and they work in 6-hour shift. So there are 4 shifts operating every day. Was it 4 shifts or 6 shifts? Sorry, 6 shifts. Each one 4-hour shifts, working every day around the clock. So I was really,
Then what if you fall down? Then they'll ask you to sit up again.
No, because you sit on the chair. That thought, light shining in your face, and then sitting on a wooden chair. I was really very tired, and finally I broke down physically lah, and that frightened them. So they called a doctor, come to treated me, and then when I recovered, they did not use the same tactics again.